Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 52security.com. That's the number 52security.com. 52security.com. Go to 52security.com.
Hurt or injured in a car accident? It can be hard to take the proper legal action after a car accident, but waiting can cost you more. The law requires car accident victims to assert claims promptly. You could lose out by simply waiting. Call 800-709-4667 right now to see what your claim could be worth when handled by a skilled attorney. With a lawyer fighting and speaking up for you, you could be entitled to a big cash award. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Now it's fast and easy to connect with the legal help you need after your car accident. Call 800-709-4667. The call is free, but you need to act now before time runs out on your claim. You need a lawyer to fight for you, protect you, and get you the compensation you need and deserve. Time's wasting. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Call now.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please call or go online right now.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up, with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
Eccles Show.
And welcome back. Trying to see here if we can get our guest on the
PSC
line.
Talk Radio. This is Beth.
Hi, Beth. This is Rod. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing, sir?
Good. We are on a new network, as you probably well know, and I'm using a whole new system, and everybody out there is waiting for you to talk to me tonight, and all the new people. And Beth and I first met. I was on her program, actually, a few weeks ago. We had a wonderful time together. We talked about a few things, and we wanted you to have you over on here on our inaugural night, by the way, over here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. And
awesome.
I know that there's a lot of things, because we talked about certain things last month, back in April, but they seem to have been usurped now by something bigger. We got the Baltimore thing. I mean, you've obviously been watching it too.
I have.
What is your take on that thing?
I'm tired of watching it. I know that there's other things going on, and I'm certain that you realize that too. I mean, while that was all going on, I'm getting emails and notices from people around the nation that are having some land grabbing going on by U.S. Forest Services and those kind of things. And so I think these things are distractions, not that they're not important, they are. Mm-hmm. I think they're a symptom of some things that are wrong in this nation. I think that, I don't know, they made, the woman is famous for dragging her boy off the streets out of the riots and home, and everybody's amazed at the mother that did that, and I'm amazed there weren't more mothers out there dragging those kids home.
That was an amazing video catch, and this mother coming, and unfortunately, there were actually people that were, actually throwing down on this mom, saying she's a bad mom after all. Like, really? So she keeps her kid out there from rioting, and no matter how she does it, I wouldn't care if she actually knocked him out and hogtied him and dragged him, by his ankles back home. She kept him out of trouble. That's the important thing.
Rod, I raised 5 sons, and I found a real delicate spot. If you can get a hold of their ear and just twist it a little bit, they usually come with you. You don't have to whop them too much. If you just twist that ear, they'll drag along with you. And I was a tough mom, and I figured it wouldn't be long before somebody was coming out and thought she was abusive, but she was not. She was keeping him out of trouble. She was doing the best thing for him, and she made him go home and watch it, according to one of the interviews I saw of her, which I thought was pretty smart.
Yeah. Otherwise, this kid could have ended up in a year or two in jail or dead, and everybody be blaming the mom for not taking a stronger stand. It's kind of the damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing, and it's because people are too busy in other people's lives instead of paying attention to what's real out there. I mean, right now we've got the Middle East on fire. We've got a ballooning deficit in this country. We've got, things happening like you said, land grabs and private land grabs by the government, illegally taking people's lands for their own stupid use, and so much more. And yet we're going to be focused on this one mother in this riot. Again, the riot was important. It happened. And what's important now is that we really start to understand the reasons behind it. And we can't look, you had a mayor in Baltimore who said one day that, she's giving them space to destroy. And then she says the next day that she unequivocally did not say that. Now, everybody who watched that news briefing the day before heard her say it, not to mention it's on tape. How do people like that get away with denying it?
Well, I think she didn't know what she said. And so I guess she's not smart enough to realize they got it on tape. But to say that she's going to allow them to have room to destroy is just, to me, that is just amazing, that they don't care any more about the rest of the civilians there and the business owners in that community, that they destroyed their own. They destroyed their own to make a shout out to the world. Well, that doesn't make any sense, and that isn't what the First Amendment is about. It doesn't give you the right to destroy other people's property. That is a crime.
Absolutely.
Rod, did you see where, and I don't have his name in front of me, but he's the head of the oh gosh, I've lost it, the Black Panthers party, and he came out condemning them for what they were doing.
Really? No, I must say I missed that one. I thought they'd be... Well, you know what? There was some video, and it looked like that there were some Black Panther members, along with other black men, most of them a little bit older, at least 35 plus, who were being human shields and standing between the rioters and the cops. And I noticed, I said, I'm looking at some of these guys are dressed like they're Black Panther members. So maybe there is there is a movement that is trying to say that this is not the way that you affect change. I hope that's true.
This particular article that I read, it was just repeating an interview that he'd had, was saying that he was condemning what they'd done and even told them that their ancestors would be ashamed of them. And I would assume he was talking about Martin Luther King and some of the others, that they'd be ashamed of what they were doing, where they were looting and burning. And I mean, they were doing that to their own. That's what really is bizarre. If they'd have gone over to the rich people's side and burned and looted them, I don't say that they should have done that, but I mean, you could kind of understand that destruction, but to destroy their own, it made absolutely no sense.
No, and they wonder why they don't get investment in their neighborhoods after they do something like this. Now, you were talking, well, actually, before I get into that, there are two new GOP candidates that officially entered the race today. What do you think of Dr. Carson and Carly Fiorina?
I really like both of them. I guess I'm not gonna put my endorsement on anybody just yet, but I really like Ben Carson. I know a lot of people say he doesn't have the experience and the politically and all that. And, I'm thinking, well, how much good has that experience been doing us?
Exactly.
And Fiorina, I think she's. I really like all the times I've heard her talk. I've really appreciated what she's had to say. So I kind of have to learn a little bit more about her. I've been listening to Ben Carson for a couple of years, and I really do like. He's bold. I mean, people think that he's mild-mannered. Well, he speaks lightly, but I think the man can carry a pretty big stick if he wants to.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was talking about earlier. Is that he's very soft-spoken. It doesn't take away from his brilliance. He's a brilliant man, and the fact that he is not a professional politician is probably a bonus for him because, after all, as I remind people, this nation was started by a bunch of political amateurs. They were not professional politicians. Our founding fathers, they did a job. They saw a job that needed to be done, and they did it. And most of them went back to their private lives after the nation was founded and the government was established. But those guys weren't professionals. They really had no clue what they were doing. George Washington didn't know what it was going to be like to be president.
He went back to farming. And many of the others lost their businesses and their lives or their families through the revolution. They made quite a sacrifice, but yes, they were. Dr. Ben Carson, he's brilliant, and I don't 100% agree with him on everything. But for them to say that he can't do it because of his soft-spokenness, well, what's happened with what we've got now through Obama? I mean, he's outspoken, but he never, he's not a man of his word, and and we've had other presidents on the Republican side that have not really necessarily stood up and done what was right for the people and for the nation. So I really I want to give him a chance. I want. It'll be kind of fun watching the debates, don't you think, when that happens?
I think so. I'm just I wonder how he's going to increase his vocal capacity because he is so solid. You know who he reminds me of, and this is because I get into pop culture in this show, but he reminds me of the Jacksons of the Jackson 5 family. They're all very soft-spoken people. But they know what they're doing in their industry, and trust me, Dr. Carson knew what he was doing in his chosen field. And when he talks, I heard him today, giving his speech about entering the race. The man was on point. So you really can't argue with his own logic and his views of policy and how it should be. And he clarified a bunch of things that people were constantly talking to him about. Oh, you just want to get rid of all welfare, huh, Dr. Carson? Well, no, that's not what he said. And he clarified